Hey everyone, I'm here today to take a look at the Jurassic World Rebirth Spinosaurus story pack from Mattel, which includes the Spinosaurus, Zora Bennett and Dr. Henry Loomis. Here's the packaging. When the Spinosaurus is in there, the tail is detached, so you have to pop that in, but it's got the Spinosaurus down in the corner here, the Rebirth logo in the other corner. Really nice background of a sunset over the island. Then on the back here, it just shows the contents, the figures, the accessories, the Spinosaurus. The nice thing about this packaging is that the background of the interior doesn't have anything glued onto it, so you can take that out and keep it as a background diorama piece. And Mattel have done this in a few sets now. I don't know if it's deliberate on their part, because they've realised that maybe we'd like to actually use these beautiful backgrounds to display our figures. But I like it that they are now starting to do this, where none of the figures are sort of glued onto the back in any plastic clamshell packaging. So you can take this cardboard piece out of the packet and keep that, and it really does look beautiful, that sunset over the island and like some cliffs here in the background and the jungle underneath. Here's the figure of Zora Bennett that comes in the pack, and they come with a few accessories. You can give them to whichever figure you want, but I've just got her holding the knife and the flare gun at the minute. Nice little accessories. There's a container that comes with the set. It's a little yellow box, which will fit nicely on the back of a lot of the Jeeps that we've had in the line, and probably that new Jeep that's coming out as well. But you can put the weapons in there, or if you want to, you can put these little weapons, the knife and the flare gun, in the rucksacks that come with the other Zora and Henry figures that we got, because their rucksacks open up, and you can put little accessories like that in there. But these are nice accessories. I like things, just like a knife is a tool that you would have if you were going exploring a jungle island full of dinosaurs. You would have a knife on you. I like just practical little accessories like that. The flare gun as well, and I think we're going to see the flare gun being used in the movie. She also has a bandolier that looks like it's got smoke grenades or something on it. The bandolier is removable, and if you've got the other Zora Bennett figure, the legs and the boots are exactly the same. It's just the groin upwards that are different. The groin on this new one is bigger for some reason. I don't know why they didn't reuse the groin from this other figure, but it looks nicer on this one where it's smaller. It almost looks a bit too big. You can see it especially from like a side angle here, that it's thicker going up her hip. But then the whole upper body is a new mould, as is the head. This Spinosaurus pack version of Zora has a baseball cap, and it's a completely different face and head sculpt, and they look like two different characters. Like if you wanted to, you could have these as just two separate women. Even the hair colour is different. Like the hair is a lot more of a darker blonde on this version, and the ponytail is longer as well. It's hard to really tell which one looks more like Scarlett Johansson. I think if this one had a bit better paint job, it probably would look more like her. I don't know. Even the skin tones are a bit different. This version here has got a kind of pinker skin tone. So I was thinking about swapping the heads around just to have the option, if I wanted to have a baseball capped version on this body, but I don't think the skin tones would match. This version of Zora almost looks like just a normal civilian in this outfit. Like, I much prefer the more militaristic, mercenary look of this one. The Spinosaurus pack Zora has thicker arms, which I don't think look as good, but it does mean that her hands are a bit bigger and hold the weapons better. The hands and the grip on this Zora are a bit too small, so the weapons pop out quite easily. But she holds the gun really nicely on the Spinosaurus pack version. And these two guns, even though they look the same, the gun that comes with the Spinosaurus pack actually detaches in the middle and comes apart. And it's got a bit of yellowing paint detail on the stock there that isn't on the version that comes with the Velociraptor story pack Zora. But this one here, you can pull it in half, so it will then fit into that yellow storage container. And I guess this is something in the film where you take the guns out and assemble them before using them. Just give you a quick look at the two guns there. So they are completely different moulds, even though they are based on the same gun design. The storage container looks really nice, some nice detailing on it to make it look like a real little storage case. Opens up, and all the weapons that come with this set fit in there, because the gun comes in half. That will fit in there, as well as the bandolier, the knife and the flare gun. Now here's Henry Lumis, and I think the face sculpts are the same on these two, but the paint job really makes a difference. The paint job on this Pteranodon story pack version is so much better. It's quite sloppy on the Spinosaurus pack version, and it makes the face look terrible. It really shows what a difference a good paint job makes, no matter how good the sculpt is. The legs and groin are the same on both, but I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think the torso is a different sculpt. It looks very similar, without the waistcoat on this one obviously, but there's more of a texture to the shirt, like a fabric texture, whereas this shirt is smoother. The lower arms look the same, just there's a different plastic. I think the quality of plastic is different, but the actual sculpt of the hands and the arms looks the same. But because of the different type of plastic, this plastic's a little bit sort of more soft than this, and it makes the sculpt actually look better on the hands, whereas it looks a bit thicker and you can't see the detailing quite as well on the Spinosaurus story pack. The Spinosaurus pack is basically like a more cheaply done version of the other figures. If you want to, you can actually take the vest off of this version that came with the Pteranodon and put on the Spinosaurus version. So now I've taken the waistcoat off, you can actually see the torso on this one is a different sculpt because it's thinner, I guess to accommodate the vest that goes over the top. Whereas this one that comes with the Spinosaurus is thicker, it looks a bit buffer. But otherwise, the sculpting detail is pretty much exactly the same. Just this one's got more of a kind of fabric texture to it. Also things like the belt buckle are painted on this one and not on the Spinosaurus pack version. If you want to, you can give these figures the accessories from the other story pack versions. Their rucksacks fit on them, the weapons fit in their hands. And now for the Spinosaurus that comes in this pack. And I was actually surprised how small this Spinosaurus is. I knew it was going to be smaller than the larger electronic version, but this is a really pretty small Spinosaurus. If I bring in that big electronic one to compare, you can see just how drastically bigger it is. It doesn't really bother me because we know there are at least 4 Spinosauruses in the new movie, so having one that's a bit smaller because it's female or because it's a juvenile or whatever makes sense. And I do like that they have quite different paint jobs as well. These are not meant to be the same Spinosaurus. Like, see the yellowing stripes are done differently. That one looks like it's brown with yellow stripes, whereas this one looks like it's yellow with brown grey stripes. And I hope we do get 2 more Spinosauruses that are different sculpts and paint jobs as well. It'll be interesting to see if Mattel do make 2 more Spinosauruses, and hopefully they won't just be repaints of these moulds. It'd be nice to have 4 completely unique looking Spinosauruses from each other. Even though this is smaller, it's still got great sculpting work on it. The mouth has a hinge at the base of the skull and the base of the jaw, so there's basically 2 bits of articulation at the mouth, like that bit that goes up and down, but also this bit here will go up and down individually from each other. Then the neck swivels around. Arms and legs both go forward and backwards, but not out to the side. There's a swivel at the ankle, and then the tail will move around, it's kind of on a ball joint, and you do have to connect the tail when you get this, and then you can't take it back out again. That swivels around too. So, standard articulation, but it's nice. I like having dinosaurs like this that don't have an action feature or electronics, that are just there to pose and play around with. The base body is grey, but there's a lot of yellowy, orangey paint over the top of it, like there's a yellow wash over most of the torso, and then a far deeper mustardy yellow going up the spines. So it contrasts nicely to the larger one. The spikes aren't as pronounced on this smaller version as they are on the larger. They look great together. The one thing that's a bit of a shame is that the feet, I haven't got the toenails painted on this smaller Spinosaurus. It might not seem like that big a deal, but it does make it look a little bit cheaper, just that one detail not being painted. Because the rest of the paint job on the dinosaur, all along the body, that orangey mustardy colour, looks great. And it's got kind of a pale paint job underneath the body and the jaw as well. The eyes look great. You can see the smaller Spinosaurus has better dental hygiene because his teeth are a lot whiter than on the larger one, its teeth are kind of yellow. And here it is with the lab lockdown T-Rex, which is basically the T-Rex equivalent of this smaller, non-electronic Spinosaurus. And they're doing this with the Distortus Rex as well. There's going to be a smaller, non-electronic version that comes in a pack with a couple of human figures that's coming out in a few weeks' time. But Mattel have been doing this with the T-Rex ever since Fallen Kingdom, where we'd get the larger electronic one, then a smaller, non-electronic, cheaper version, which had a bit better articulation. So it's nice to see them now spreading out to do that with other big dinosaurs like the Spinosaurus and the Distortus Rex. It's kind of weird having such a small Spinosaurus, so used to them being so big. But this is a really good toy, and it's quite good value for money, because the 2 human figures on their own in the story packs they came with the Velociraptor and the Pteranodon were like £16, £17 each. And then for that big electronic Spinosaurus, that's £50 odd. Whereas this set was only about £30 odd, where you get the 2 human figures and a Spinosaurus. And yeah, the Spinosaurus is smaller and the human figures aren't painted as nicely, but it's still a kind of nice budget set where you can get a complete story pack. I love the head sculpt on this. Thanks for joining me for this look at the Spinosaurus story pack from Mattel's Jurassic World Rebirth line. Really nice set, even though the human figures aren't as good as their individual releases. They've got some really nice accessories, and the Spinosaurus is really nice too. Even though it's smaller, it's a great sculpt and a nice paint job as well. So it's nice building up that group of 4 Spinosauruses. I've got them here with the Distortus Rex because there's been a lot of rumours that we're going to see the Spinosauruses take on the Distortus Rex in the movie. Don't know if that's true or not, but it still just makes for a cool image of the Spinosauruses all kind of ganging up on the Distortus. Let me know what you think of this set in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, leave me a like and a subscribe because that'd really help me out, please. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.